Hi, my name is Jordan and I am the designer and educator behind Jordan Prindle Designs. I want to welcome you to this quick video tutorial showing you how to design a pin in Canva. If you have not used Canva before, it is a really helpful, user-friendly platform for designing things like Pinterest graphics or posters or presentations, etc., etc. I personally tend to use Adobe Illustrator, but I know that that is a much more complicated and complex platform for people, so I thought showing you how to design a pin in Canva would be really helpful. If you haven't used Canva before, I just want to let you know you can create a free account, and you are able to obviously update it to a paid account for more features, but for what we're going to do today, you only need the free account. So when you are first here, you just want to go to Create a Design and select Pinterest Graphic. That will open up a new tab in your window and will bring you to a blank slate that will already be set for the proper dimensions for Pinterest. On the left-hand side, you'll see some you will see some templates for different layouts you could use, but today we are actually going to be creating our own. So if you look over here, you will see you have this sub menu. We're going to be using that primarily. We will also be using, there's a second menu up here, which we will see in a minute. So first you just want to go to photos. There are a lot of free photos in here, and then of course you can add your own. Today I'm just going to use this one of a young woman working at a computer. We're going to use that as our background graphic. And then we're going to come to this menu that says Elements, and I'm going to use this blank square. In the elements, you can actually see a lot of different options to choose from, so you can get really creative. Some of these are paid, some of these you need the pro membership, some are just like a few dollars. It really just depends. Everything we're using today is just going to be a free element. So like I said, you can just drag and drop your square into place. I'm going to resize it a little bit and put this in the center of the image. As you can see, it sort of helps you snap to the right points and make sure everything is properly aligned. I'm going to make this white because we're going to be using it as a background for our text. Next, we'll go to the text menu and select Add a Heading. As you see that, it'll just pop up right here. And I am going to write how to design a pin in Canva. So one of the things you want to know about Pinterest is that they really like sans serif fonts. Sans serif fonts are any fonts that don't have these little extra design elements to them. The reason that sans serif fonts do so well is that they're so easy to read, especially on mobile devices and at all sizes. It doesn't get skewed. So I selected Lotto Bold, but you can use whatever font you want. And then I'm going to select that and select text color. When you're here, you'll see that there are some default colors already set up. Otherwise, you can search by color name or by a hex code. I'm going to search pink and use, I think, this dark pink. Yeah, I think that looks good. So when selecting a color for your text, you want to make sure there is a really good amount of contrast between the background and between the text color itself. That will ensure that it is super easy to read and no one is going to strain themselves to read it because they're likely to just keep scrolling past your pen if they do that. Secondly, I just wanted to make it all caps, which you can do with this simple little button right there. Next, I'm going to add my subheading. I like to add subheadings to my pins because it gives people an additional reason or incentive to click through the pin. So I'm going to say, plus a free video tutorial. That is going to get people interested and just make them more likely to click through. As you can see, Lotto Bold is still right there for me, so I'm going to select that. I'm going to make that all uppercase again, and then I'm going to make it our pink color. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that that is centered. That looks good. Next, I'm going to go back to elements. I'm going to choose this square box again. I'm going to make this nice and small. Okay, we might have to resize that, but that's good for now. So I'm going to center it at the bottom of this box and center it to the middle of the pin. I'm going to select right here to change the color and make it that pink. That looks good. I'm going to go back to text and do a little piece of body text. To www.jordanprindledesigns.com. I have to check that I spelled that right. Okay, Lotto bold one more time. Size of 14. Select text color, make it white, and then let's place that here. Let's make that centered. That looks good. Okay, that looks good, but this is just a little tight, so I'm going to make that a little bigger and recenter it. Okay, good. You always want to have a branded element on your pins so that people can easily recognize you and your business, and it also is just an additional reason to click through to the website. So obviously you do not need to use your website. You can use your logo, you can use an icon, a photo of yourself. There's a lot of different ways that you can make a pin branded. So what I just did was I selected this text and pressed copy. So now I have a second little piece of that here. I'm going to change that to pink. Select that and put design. So that is just my way of indicating that this is a design related pin. It's going to be in my design category on my blog. Now I can select two items by just holding shift. And now I'm going to make sure these are centered properly. Okay. Okay, I think that looks good. So now you have your pin ready to go, all fully designed, and you can select Publish to Pinterest, or you can do this drop down to download it as an image file. Okay, so that is how you design a pin in Canva. If you have any additional questions, just let me know.